fun stars and fellow YouTubians. Cynthia here. Thanks for joining me for Tea with the Universe today. I have Kris Duchak with me from Clarity. So, Kris, if you'd just like to tell us what you do and tell us a little bit about Clarity.
Well, Clarity is a tea shop that has psychic services and healing services on Gateway Boulevard. We just opened last year. Um, it's a place that is community orientated, so this is a little difficult for us at this time because we're not able to get together. But the community is very much staying in touch through emails and Facebook and things like that. We're looking forward to people coming back shortly. Looking like we're going to be able to open up mid-May, hoping for that. But we're still doing all kinds of online services. So, Skype and Zoom, phone calls, anything like that, we can still provide services.
That's wonderful. Oh, hi, Brian. Thanks for joining us. So, as you can tell, we are inside my home, but we are distancing. It may not look like it, but there's distance there. So, and Tony, I see you're here. Thank you for joining us as well. So, tell me, how did you get into Clarity?
Well, it's an evolution story actually because it's just kind of evolved and taken on a life of its own. So Clarity itself started with a healing journey that I went on, and a healing journey for myself, which involved finding out who I was and what I'm supposed to be doing and what it is that I'm called to do. And I was given an opportunity to help Callie with Callie's Tea, is how this started. And then it's just kind of snowballed from there. So she was having difficulty with her tea shop and it was going to close. And we tried to go in and help by bringing in psychic services and those types of things. But unfortunately, the landlords and stuff, that didn't work out. So I ended up searching for a spot, which the universe challenged us until we found the perfect spot, and everything has come into alignment with that. And then it just, God and the universe just started bringing people and services and things that were just in alignment. And it just became a big project of, healing for people and a community for them to come to, right?
Isn't that how it always happens, though? Like you have those hurdles and you have those
obstacles.
Thank you. Yes. The universe is right there making it really worth it. Like you think you want something and you're going for something and then something stops you and sends you down another direction and then it ends up being the perfect outcome.
Yeah. It's a test. How much do you really want this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I had something else I wanted to say about that. You said you have readers. What kind of readers do you have?
So we have a variety of different services. We have everything from mediums to tarot card readers to people that do crystal balls. We have people that do things like astrology, human design, tea leaf readings, just about anything imaginable. And then along with that, we also have a person who looks after our eye pyramid, which is a pyramid room in which we can do healings with frequency. And that's Tommy, and he looks after all of that part.
And that room is phenomenal. I have been in there. I've actually spoken. Is Tommy the gentleman that does the ceremony in there?
Tommy, no, there's two Toms. So there's
okay.
Chief Tom, and then there's the co-owner Tom. So
because I would love to come in there and actually do a segment in that room and just let everyone feel that energy. It's phenomenal.
Well, we have a surprise for you because we actually are enhancing that experience. So we actually are adding a subwoofer and a speaker in there. So we're setting the binaural beats or that frequency along with the frequency in the pyramid. So you're actually, it just amplifies it, right? And you can actually feel it like resonating right through your body. We started a meditation on Sunday evenings at 8:45 in the pyramid. And we're having that online, and we have people actually saying that they're feeling it and it's creating shifts within them.
I have chills from that.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, everybody can tune in live at 8:45
Yeah,
tonight.
it's phenomenal.
Mhm.
Oh, hi, David. Thanks for joining us. And again, I see we have more viewers. For whatever reason, I guess it's to keep you so that I can't stalk you and send you stuff. So if you log in, I'd like to acknowledge you. So just wave or say hi, just so that I can say hi back and let you know I see you. So we've discussed your tea shop, psychic and healing services, iPyramid. Is there anything else you want to just throw out there for everyone?
Sure. So we also have healers. So we have people that do Reiki, reconnective healing,
Nice.
quantum touch, access bars, and so, all of those services can also be done within the pyramid if you
Hi,
choose,
Heather.
or we
Mhm.
can do them separate. And the pyramid with the frequency, it just helps amplify everything, so the healing is much deeper and quicker.
But
And
that pyramid is just, I have no words. It's phenomenal.
yeah, well, can't wait for you to come
I
visit
know,
us.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
I recommend it. It's
Yeah.
just that energy that's in there is,
Incredible.
it
Mhm.
is.
So the other thing that we do a lot of is we do things like sound healing. So we have people that do workshops. Some people may already know people like Kris, Kevin Gadet, and Ty Monique and Matt with Sacred Awakenings. We have all of them doing sound journeys and stuff. There's normally when we're open every Sunday at 7 is the Sacred Awakenings, and every second Friday is Kris, and then Kevin Gadet was doing them whenever he could allow that in his schedule. So there's things like that, as well as we have all kinds of teachers that are teaching workshops, so self-development workshops, workshops on working on your psychic tools such as tarot card reading, all those types of things.
Awesome.
But it's always changing and always evolving. So yeah, when we get back up and running and we start posting these workshops and we can start getting together again, that would be
nice. That would be. So when do you feel that you guys will be opening up again?
Well, according to the guidelines that are out right now for the COVID-19, it looks like around mid-May. So we would be able to open around the 14th or so.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I see Heather's asking, she missed the first part of this. Where are you located?
We're located at 8118 Gateway Boulevard. So just kitty corner from MKT Market, right beside Hudson's Tap House there. So.
Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Kira. Thank you for joining us today. And again, you know what? We'll post all of your information in the comments when we're done so that people will post your Facebook page and your web page and people can follow you there and get information as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about tea, I want to let everyone know today we're drinking Fall Tonic, spicy and warming, contains, and I don't even know how to say this. Is it reishi?
Yes.
Reishi?
Reishi mushrooms.
Reishi mushrooms. So you put 3 tablespoons in 4 cups of water, simmer 30 minutes, strain and enjoy. And again, this comes from Hayward Eclectic, my good friend Melissa. So we'll put her information there as well. So if anybody wants to get any tea from her, that information will be available to you. I hope you're doing well today in South Africa, Kirath. I'm very, very glad that you've joined us again. So there's so much going on right now. Like, how are you feeling any shifts in energy or any shifts in maybe thought patterns or anything out there? Where do you feel that, without getting into anything, where do you feel that things are going right now? Like, what is the universe telling you?
Well, I think most importantly, what I'm watching is people going through their own stuff and having to face stuff that they haven't had to face before because they were so busy doing that. And then at the same time, we're all being challenged to still hold people in compassion as they're going through those journeys, right? And as healers and as people of humanity, right? That's the human thing to do, is to have compassion for people while they're experiencing those healing journeys that they're on.
I agree, because I feel we've been given the opportunity to, there's negative sides to everything and there's positive sides to everything. And I feel that we've been given the opportunity right now to really sit back and look at our journey thus far and decide if the journey that we're on is really the best direction for us. Like I feel that we're given so much is being taken away, but at the same time, so much is being given to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're given the opportunity to open our eyes. We're given the opportunity to feel into things and to maybe think less and feel more,
Mm-hmm.
and to um, lay out our path.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it feels like our path is being laid out for us, I feel that we are given the opportunity to have a voice.
Well, exactly, but you need that space to evolve
Yes.
and that time. But if you're getting up at 7 and rushing to work and gobbling down your food and then coming home and you got laundry and you got the whole house to clean and you got the kids and you don't have that space to do it. But now everybody's being isolated so that they can actually take a look. Hey, is this what I really want for my life? Is this really what I'm here to do? Right?
And one thing that I learned on my journey in the past, and I believe this one particular thing that I learned was probably 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that whether we stress about something right now, that doesn't change the outcome of it. It steals this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to live in this present moment. And in this present moment, we have a roof over our heads. We have food. We have, and I'm speaking about myself.
Yeah, we have
and
a lot.
Like we have a lot to be grateful for in this moment. Mm-hmm. Perhaps not the next, but we don't live there. And so much can change between now and then. So I feel it's time to enjoy this moment. And when we get to the next moment, we'll deal with that then. Because, worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, a month, 6 months from now really is taking away from what we can enjoy right now.
Well, exactly. Because worrying about the future steals how you're experiencing the present moment. Right. If you can't be in two states of mind at the same time. You can't be in the future, in the past, and right now, and still enjoy the experience.
No, and I don't think we need to live in a fear-based society. Mm-hmm. I believe we need to live in this moment and appreciate it, mm-hmm. and appreciate the people we have in our lives, and appreciate we just need to be very grateful and very appreciative. Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely right, Lori. You don't have to be who you think you are. Mm-hmm. Stop thinking about it. Feel into it. Mm-hmm. Feel into who you are and allow that person to manifest and transpire and show themselves. And I mean, really, when you look at it as a whole, what do we really have to lose?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, what do we have to lose?
Mm-hmm. And what I'm getting downloaded to me right now is in this moment and what we're going through is also a test of our humanity. Like how we deal with other people. And mm-hmm. when you're seeing people struggling and what they're going through, are you just looking out for yourself? Or are you human enough to reach out and help that person? Because that's really being tested right now.
Yeah, that gave me chills. That might be the overall, I don't want to say lesson, because we're not in school. It's not, well.
Hello. How are you?
My door just opened.
Somebody wanted to come in.
No kidding. And sure, as far as I knew, it was locked. That's, I look at that as us being on the right path and sharing what needs to be shared today. And that's, the energy, like it's, so, I mean, I'm not even sure. I was saying something about a lesson, but it not really being a lesson. Mm-hmm. I can't remember now, because
I think it's just more what you're trying to say. It's not a lesson. It's for us to act how we're naturally supposed to act. Yeah,
like look at what this has done for our environment, mm-hmm. for Mother Nature, for the place we call home. This is an opportunity this is where we live, right? This is our vessel. This is what we live in, and it's an opportunity to cleanse. Mm-hmm. And I mean, cleansing can look different to everyone, mm-hmm. and it can feel different to everyone. But this is, instead of people looking at it as a time to divide and conquer, it's a time to love and come together and trust one another and trust that human bond, I guess. I don't,
Well, that we're all connected.
yeah.
Like what happens to me affects everyone else, and what happens to everyone else affects me. So I think that's something that people have to start standing up and recognizing, is that we're not separate as much
Yeah.
as people are people. I don't know who they are, but want us to
Beings.
be
Yeah.
want us to be separate. We're actually all connected. And so, you know, when you talk about empaths and how they feel what other people are feeling and when they're going through something. So that just shows you that we're connected.
Yes.
If I can feel what you're feeling, then obviously there's something to that, right?
Yeah, I know it's allowing me to tune into my gifts, and it's allowing me to be more present, and it's allowing me to, be the being that I was meant to be. And I'm so grateful that I have this to share with everyone else. And I'm so grateful for the people that tune in and share what they're feeling and we don't always have to agree. It's okay to agree to disagree. Like I I accept people for who they are and for what they believe and for what they follow. The only thing that I want people to realize is live in this moment. No matter what this moment is for you, don't run from it. Live in this moment. Like it.
Stay connected to exactly what you're experiencing, because as humans, that's what we're here to do on earth, is to experience. So why would you want to rob yourself of that by living in the past or living in the future?
Yeah.
Be now.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining. I'm so grateful that you're here. And yeah, that's exactly it. It's I was doing the 21 days of abundance. And one of the days in that was this too shall pass. And it's so true, because whether you're high up here, you're eventually going to be down here. Life is a roller coaster. So live in that moment and learn and feel into it, and you experience what you need to experience in that moment, so that you don't have to relive that moment. Because if you're going through something traumatic and you run from it and you live in the future, you live in the past, you're going to be faced with that again until you actually deal with it and live through it. So
it's all about those things coming up for us now that we never had time to come up. So when it comes up for you, look at it and say, okay, well, why am I experiencing this? And why is it this way? And where does that come from? And how does that affect me as a person and my responses to the rest of humanity, right?
Absolutely. I know for myself, I was battling a certain issue, and I believe I've been battling it for lifetimes, through like centuries and centuries and centuries. And I finally dealt with it, and I felt there were times before that where I felt I dealt with it, and I did, from that level, from where I was in my life at that point, and I thought I had cut those cords and moved on, but then I realized in the last month that I hadn't dealt with it. I dealt with it as much as I could, though, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to downplay the fact that I had did the work that I was able to do at that time and deal with it then. Yeah, and and I thought I was done until this, I guess, explosion, and I realized I wasn't, and I dealt with it on a completely different level. And it was in that moment that I realized, wow, I hadn't finished dealing with this, but now I have, because it was like this violet calm that came across me. And it was as if these ties had been cut, and it was in that moment I felt like it was ancestral, that I had relived this, and my ancestors lived it, and it was a pattern that we all repeated, and that pattern stopped with me just in this last month. And what a phenomenal feeling. Hi Katrina, thanks for joining us.
Well, good for you for
yes,
dealing with
thank
it.
you.
Not everybody's brave enough to deal with their stuff. Right?
Yeah, and like you said, the layers, there's just so many different layers, because I felt that it was something I dealt with, yet there was still that agitation behind there. And I thought, that I'm just going to have that forever, because it was something that made me angry. Whereas now I'm completely peaceful. I'm at peace with it. It's unreal. something that I will not have to deal with in any other lifetime. And, right? And my children won't have to deal with it because that tie has been dealt with. It's done and healed.
Yeah.
So it's phenomenal.
I think that you're a great person for actually, number one, being vulnerable enough to share that with everyone out there, but also to take up the task of dealing with it. And that's what we're all called to do at this moment in time, is when that stuff comes up, look at it, see what it is, see what you can do about it or how deep it goes, and heal it so that future generations don't have to deal with it.
And that I invite everyone to do that, even if it means sitting in the dark on your couch and crying for 10 days straight. You will. It's so difficult to explain because you move through it and you deal with it, and then you're done with it until it surfaces again
in another way, another form.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the journey, right? We have to enjoy the journey, the ups. It's like the roller coaster. I mean, you get to the top of that, and you may, think you want off, but you can't get off. You've got to go down that, and I don't know. Sometimes I just ramble.
Yeah. Well, I think the most important thing too is being able to just trust as you're going through that experience that, like you said, this too shall pass, that the sun is going to come out tomorrow. Everything's going to change. Things are going to shift, but you have to trust. You have to trust the process. Trust the universe knows what's best for you. If you put out what it is you truly want on the other side, it shall come, and in a way that you don't expect, right?
And that's just it too. We manifest what we focus on, right? So if we're at a point where we don't have money, and I use money because money is one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
So if we're always saying, I can't afford this, I don't have money, and you're stressing about money, the universe is going to see you don't have money. Okay, don't give you money. And, before I got to where I am, that used to make me so angry when I think about it. And I was like, no, the universe can feel that I don't want it. So the universe is going to give it to me if I tell them I don't want it. And that's just not how it works. Like it isn't. You have to focus on what you want in order to get more of what you want. And I understand that, that's frustrating to people, and it can be angry to people, because how can you focus on living a lavish life when right now that's not what you have? So, I mean, it takes work, and it takes dedication, and it takes understanding, and it takes, but there's so many people out there willing to help, and so many people out there willing to guide people. So
yeah, that's what we're all here for, right? To support each other. And I think that we'll eventually see a shift even in businesses and things like that, where they will become more community orientated, not so much about me, and how much I can make for me.
Yeah.
But what it is that I can do to contribute to the community as a whole and make it better for everyone. How does this work for everyone? And how can we support each other?
Yeah.
Because basically that's how, we used to survive in a village, right? We all had our roles, we all had our parts that we played.
And we all worked together.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's, we still do that to a certain degree. I mean, everyone has their tribe, and everyone has their friends that they rely on. And so I just think that tribes need to amalgamate.
Exactly.
And we need to, and I'm hoping, like my weekly wand, that has brought people together. Tea with Universe has brought people together. Clarity has brought people together. And it's allowing people to find that one place where they can gather, and they can come together, and they can build.
And I think the other thing is that all of those things that you've mentioned, and what is most important to a human being, is to be witnessed and seen for who they are, and accepted for who they are. And I think that that's what these businesses or this network or this connection is doing, is saying, come to us as you are. We accept you for who you are and what you're going through, and we'll be there beside you to help guide you and heal. But you're still the one that has to do the healing.
Exactly.
So we're there for
you.
Yeah.
And not there to tell you how to do it, but there to, like you said, guide you, listen to you, hold space. Hold space with zero judgment, which Oh, hi, Leah. Thanks for joining us. And I think that's one of the biggest fears is people being judged.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, that was one of my biggest fears about doing anything, even starting the Weekly Wand or starting this. It was the fear of being judged, of people, laughing and saying, well, what is this?
What is that? Yeah.
Or, you're crazy, or you don't know what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about.
That goes for all of us. But I think that what we're doing here today, and let me take a minute, first of all, to say I didn't yet, but to thank you for letting me come on here, and also hoping that we set an example for everyone else, because we could very much be competitors and not join together.
Yeah.
But I think both of us see the value in being a network for each other of like-minded people that are connecting, and we're stronger together than we are apart, right?
Absolutely. And I say that all the time because I have people on that offer the same services that I offer. Mm-hmm. Just because I offer a service doesn't mean it resonates with you. Mm-hmm. But if what I offer doesn't resonate with you, I know someone, and I can point you in the right direction, because I guarantee I know someone that does resonate with you. And if I don't, they know someone that does resonate. Like it's a community. We all work together. And that's something that I absolutely love about this. Mm-hmm. However, in this community, there are still people that feel threatened, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. We've all run into that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. But, I mean,
you love them for who they are anyways, and just say one day,
that's their journey, right? Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing, another thing that, I've had to accept is you can help people, like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Exactly. People are on their own journey, so you have to allow them to go down that journey. Mm-hmm. It's not up to me to save people.
Yeah, and hold space and know who's yours and who isn't. Yeah. Because we all have a language, right?
Absolutely.
And what we're saying will resonate with somebody, but not with somebody else. And we each have a demographic that we speak to, because each of us has had a different life experience.
Exactly.
So one of us would be good at talking to people who have codependent relationships, because we've been through that. Another person, abusive relationships, or it could be somebody that's gone through abandonment issues. Whatever that is, the best person to speak to is somebody who's actually experienced that space, right?
And that's why, I mean, we have to be so proud and so grateful for the people that come forward and tell their story, because no one is alone. It doesn't matter who you are, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. There is at least one other person out there that has experienced something similar to what you're going through and can sympathize or empathize.
Yeah,
always.
Exactly.
And you're right, Brian. Everyone does bring their own tools to the table.
Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about other things that we're experiencing in this, I'll just share for myself. One of the realities that came to me was I was always trying to feel why I sometimes felt cold when you were in a situation dealing with something and issue. So then learning that within me growing up, love was a transaction. So my mom going, oh, well, I gave this to your brother, so I give this to you. You're the same. Or my stepfather, who would give you money or give you, would never hug you or would never say I love you. Even when he passed away, all he could say to me was, I really appreciate you being here. Yeah. There was still no deep connection. Yeah. It was a transaction. If I give you something, you give me something back. So when you're trying to be in a relationship, it's like that, you have to give to the person that needs it, and you may not always get it back from that person, but just being open and love in the moment when you need to love.
And I feel that particular scenario is one that resonates with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because a lot of people, love equals money. Mm-hmm. I can do whatever I want to you, because then I can buy you something pretty.
Yeah. So I feel guilty because I didn't spend time with you, so I'll go buy you flowers. Yeah. Here, I'll take you out for a nice dinner and buy you something.
Oh, that's because she's further away from the computer than me.
Social distancing.
So I think with that, I have something to share. Let me look at the date, because I have to share the date with it. So we all know that Lynn does her energy readings, her live energy readings on the third Thursday of the month. Oh, so May's third Thursday is the 15th. So I guess because I'm doing them, we're going to do it every 2 weeks. I will be doing it, oh, not until the 29th because she's doing it the 15th. Never mind. I thought I was doing it on the 8th. Or, no, that's Friday. I thought I was doing it on the 7th, but Lynn, oh, I am doing it on the 7th. Let me start over.
Rewind.
Yeah. So, we still only have 4 Thursdays in May. So this Thursday, I'm going to do live energy readings, and then Lynn will do it on the 21st. So it's going to be my first time solo live doing energy readings. So I'm a little excited about that. And then going on right now as we speak, the Artisans of Alberta online market auction started yesterday, and it goes until 9 o'clock tonight. So check that out on Facebook. There are so many local artisans on there with things up for grabs, and it's bidding right now. So you can get a lot of things for a really, really good price. I encourage everyone to go and check that out. And there's not a lot in the paper like for upcoming events right now, but as usual, here it is. And you can find us at www.theweeklymon.ca. So I encourage everyone to go check us out there too. Dana, thanks for joining us. I always forget something. I have Wandware Creations as well. My Facebook page is not that good, but I do have pieces of jewelry on there. I'm trying to make a web page as well. I'm not.
Well, there's networks out there that probably know somebody that can help you out.
Probably. I have to remember myself to ask people because computers and any kind of technology and me, we don't always get along and see eye to eye.
Probably know people that can help you.
And before we sign off, Kris, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I think, first of all, I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to sit and have a chat with it, to know a little bit more about you too, and the Weekly Wand and everything. And very excited to have a partnership and a network to come to us. And I'm finding that that's the way that it is. And just to let people know, we're still here for you. You can contact us on our webpage is clarity.ca, or our phone number is 587-596-3333. Or you can check us out on Facebook. But I really appreciate this time and look forward to maybe meeting some new people and having even bigger network.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being my guest. I appreciate it. And thank you everyone who joined us today. I know you could be doing anything, and I appreciate the fact that you took time out of your busy schedule to spend it with me. So, and as always, I'm always looking for guests for Tea with Universe. So if you, near or far, if you want to be a guest on Tea with Universe, just message me at teawithuniverse@gmail.com, and we can definitely set something up. So thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next Sunday. Thank you.
And she was still alive.